Let's see if I can crash my computer on a Tuesday, kind of Monday morning by trying to do too many things at once. All right, so writing and solving proportions, and I got a couple emails over the weekend about like, hey, can I get some help with this? And guys, like, that's exactly what you should do, but especially if the due dates aren't yet, and at the end of class last week, I said I might extend due dates, so I hope no one was worried about anything, like, as stuff was kind of more difficult in Khan Academy. Please don't get worried about anything, but I do appreciate you emailing me and letting me know. So the first thing I have is just some stuff that we need to write, because I went ahead and wrote it this morning, knowing that I just wanted to put it all in front of you and not have my hand in the way writing it. So please copy this down, and I know you haven't had the chance to do this, because I hadn't written it until this morning. Last week, I told you that there are 4 ways to write a proportion, which is true, but I kind of threw you in the deep end, and I should have started us in the shallows. There are really 2 ways to set up a proportion. Hey, Drew, do you have this written down yet? Do you need, like, an individual invitation for everything? Because I'm going to collect our math notebooks, which include notes and any like work from Khan Academy, whatever you got written in there. I want to see what math you've been writing down. Is this not big enough for you? Here, I can make it bigger. Yes, I think. Guys, if you can't see from where you're sitting, you need to move today. I got a front row seat open over there. I got a second row seat over here. But I'm going to make the seating chart here later. Please move yourself if you're not in a spot where you can see well. So really, it's Charlie, Drew, and Victor. And guys, so you know, when you sit in the back of a classroom by choice, you paint a target on yourself, so teachers like are aware that you sat in the back probably for a reason. So I normally just sat in the front, so I didn't paint a target on myself. So why last week I said there are 4 ways is that either of these can be flipped, but we have to flip both sides. So last week, if you got it written down really fast, I'm just going to flash it here. You don't have to write it again. This is what I showed you really quickly at the end of last week with the glue sticks, because our question was 4 glue sticks cost $7.76. How much would 13 glue sticks cost? Right, so we have 2 choices. Our first choice that we make is which one of these do we want to set up? Do we want to set up the small value compared to the other small value? Obviously, we're not going to put like $4 over $4. That would be silly. And then we're going to have big over big. Or if you put big over small, we're then going to have to put big over small. Now, this is the one that normally doesn't make as much sense. So, guys, I'm going to tell you, most of the time, we're going to have our fractions agree like this, where we have small with small and big with big. So, to do that in this situation with the glue sticks, which is smaller, 4 or 13? 4. Right? It's a Monday morning. It's Monday. It's Tuesday, but it's early, right? First school day for the week. So let's set this up on our paper. Now, hold on. We have to choose. Here's the second choice. Do you put 4 on top and 776 on bottom, or 776 on top and 4 on bottom, because these are our small values? I normally put money on top. It's up to you. There is no right or wrong, but I normally put the money on top. So we're going to do small over small, and I'm going to make my numerator the money. So the 776, and I don't know what, well, so here's a good point of me doing green over blue now. You can flip this fraction of small over small. It doesn't matter. So if you did 4 glue sticks on top and 776 on bottom, it doesn't matter. But then you tell me, where would our 13 glue sticks go? On top of the other fraction or on bottom of the other fraction? On bottom, because to agree, glue sticks has to be on bottom. It doesn't even matter if we know how many. We know that glue sticks has to be on bottom, which means that dollars is going to have to be on top. So right now, what you've mainly been asked to do in Khan Academy is just choose which one of these would be correct. Like you have a multiple choice list. And as I've helped people, none of the above seems to also be a fairly common answer that comes up. Like they're just trying to trap you in like a trap door, right? So make sure that you check them all, and if none of them agree with each other, it's none of them. So this could be flipped over. We could have glue sticks on top and dollars on bottom. Or, guys, this is the weird one. So I want you to write it with me. And I'm not going to color code it because the color coding of it is weird. I'm going to raise it up for those of you in the back. Guys, if you can't see, please tell me if I need to lift it higher. My personal opinion is that board should be 1.5 feet higher than it is. They mounted it at this height because 6th graders will be using this building, right? So that's why it's lower than I think. So guys in the back, if you can't see, tell me to raise my paper up. If I need to like shut windows, if the glare gets too bad, tell me. Actually, I should shut off those lights. We're still going to use all the options that we have here. Yeah, it turns those off. And those a little bit. I should probably. Is the glare pretty bad? Should I shut this a little bit? Does this help? Does that help? Yeah. Okay. Here's the weird way to set up a proportion that you'll get mad when you don't realize is correct. Can I put 4 glue sticks over 13 glue sticks? Yes. This is little over big, or small over big. So then I need small over big, but it's all going to be money because the left side was both glue sticks. The right side is both going to be money. So now I put my 776 up here, and we don't know what the denominator is. I'm not going to worry about solving this right now. I just want to make sure that we understand how to set these up. So take a moment, try this on your own. Huh? You can go ahead and solve it. Also, I don't want to have people get calculators right now because we're going to jump into Desmos here in a minute, and that's more fun than solving these. Like, doing Desmos is going to be more fun than this. So you should have something like this. 291 over 3 folders will equal who knows what over 2 folders. Go ahead, Miriam. $1.94. Now the other way that we can solve this, because last week we talked about we can go this way, right? Or we can go left to right or right to left, like either way. We can go this way and compare that multiplication, top to bottom or bottom to top. Or the other thing that we can always do is solve the unit rate. So if we wanted to solve the unit rate here, and this is just like a reminder, we don't have to do this right now, I'm just reminding everyone. The unit rate is for one of something. So how would we go from 3 folders to 1 folder? Divide by, careful, on the bottom, 3 to 1. Divide by 3, right? Or from here, we could divide by 2. Sorry, yeah. A couple of you said divide by 2. We could go from here and divide by 2, but if we start from the beginning, We could divide by 3. Either way, what's the price per folder? I think it's less than $1. Good morning. My guess is I'm not who you're looking to call. Our phones over here at Phoenix are all messed up. This is Micah Hudson. You might want to try 4107 is our main office, and they can get you from there. Yeah. Thank you very much. Bye. 97 cents. Does this make at least a little bit of sense? Like maybe 97? But, sorry. I'm really sorry. Okay, pull out your device. We'll pivot from that terrible joke. Oh my gosh. Hey, office. Good morning, this is Micah Hudson. I'm guessing I'm not who you wanted to call. You are going to want to try 4107, like the last 4 digits, and then they can direct you how to get to Rockbridge from there. Sorry, our phones are all messed up over here. Thank you. Bye. Hey, I'm about to just unplug my phone. It's ringing off the hook, and I can't deal with playing this game. Is it fine if I just unplug my phone?
I'm going to say I get the reason why. I did talk to them about it, and I believe they're still here in the building to follow up.
Thank you much. I've had 3 phone calls in the past minute.
I'm sorry about that.
All right, go to Desmos.com. Everyone go to devices. If we need one, we probably got to go grab one from Miss Allie's room. It should be assigned to you. So it should show up when you get into Desmos.com. I am going to go ahead and anonymize you guys. So when you log in, after you log in as your username, after you join the activity, your name will change to be the name of a famous mathematician. Actually, there's just a way. I don't really want to just turn this down. Because if I just turn this down, then everyone will think their call is just not being picked up. Good morning. All right. Let's say if it rings 2 more times, I might just have to unhook it. We're having issues with my telephone ringing off the hook because it's not set up correctly. So Lucian, we are on Desmos.com doing a click battle activity. And actually, guys, I'm going to show you the next thing that we're going to write in our notes. And I'm going to go ahead and pause the activity until everyone gets in here. So I'm actually going to unanonymize you for a second so I can see who's in. Once you're in, please go ahead and write click battle. Yes, yeah, if you need one. Guys, we got to bring devices still because we don't have enough school ones. But go ahead for today. Go grab one from Miss Allie's room. Make sure you apologize. Say excuse me. Click battle. I wish I could draw cool pictures. I can't really. I'm not an artist. Thursday. Yeah, DESMOS. And then if you log in under your WS Cloud account. All right, I'm going to unpause you. If you read the directions, you will pretty quickly see how to do what we're doing. And then it will stop you after slide 4. And I want you to write down in your notes, like what I have, which you can either look at now or you can look at after you do your click battle. So I've got Skylar, Miriam, Isis, Madeline, Andrew, Charlie, Amelia. I've got all you guys in. Anybody need help? Jocelyn, Mia, Victor. If you just what? Yeah. How many times do you think you can click in 5 seconds? Now, I think not using a mouse, 10 seconds. I think not using a mouse is easier. So you guys with the pad, the click pad. All right, hold on. Who do we think is going to have the fastest clicking ability in our class? Who do you think? You think you? Miriam, who do you think? Drew has that weird computer. No, that's an iPad, I think, or something. I don't know that that's going to be faster. I actually think it won't be. I think Drew will be slower. Who thinks you're going to be the fastest? Raise your hand if you think you can click the fastest. Okay. All right, let's see what happens. Does anyone need help getting logged in? You log in under your WS Cloud. So here, go to desmos.com, DESMOS.com. Up here, I'm going to log out for a second. Hit login, and then click login with Google. So then, hold up. Then go to student homepage. And click battle should be in your assigned list of activities.
You just type in Desmos and go to the part that says student.
Yeah, there's a few different ways. So I'm trying to get back to my teacher page. Because it logged me out now. Mia, do you need any help? So if you're on slide 4, it's going to stop you. So, sorry, my thing went away. This is what you want to make sure you have written down. So on your paper, make sure you have click battle. And then this says round 1 data. So how many clicks were you able to click in 5 seconds? And then based off of that, how many clicks do you think you'll be able to in 10 seconds? I don't know. I think I might need to join. Actually, I have my data from earlier. 25, 50, 80. Whoa, okay. All right.
59. For the fourth slide.
All right, so you should be filling in on your paper. Is anybody still having issues getting logged in? Let me double check that. Are we all in? Because I went ahead and anonymized us. Are we all into the Desmos activity? I'm going to take a lap of the class here in just a minute once I move you on to the next section. On your notes, what we want to have here is that however many clicks I clicked in 5 seconds, which earlier when I did this was 34. You don't have to copy 34. This is however many clicks you clicked in 5 seconds. If we start to set that up in a proportion, what we know is clicks and seconds, it doesn't matter which is on top and which is on bottom. It really doesn't. Just normally we put time in bottom. So however many clicks you had in 5 seconds, how would we go from 5 seconds to 10 seconds? A times 2. And wait, now how do you mean yours was exactly proportional? So, Madeline is saying when she clicked her 10-second amount, She got exactly the proportional amount that she was looking for. I was off by 1 earlier when I did it, like off by 1 click. I had 67. I must have slowed down a tiny bit.
I had 4 on the 5 seconds and then 59 on the 10 seconds.
Nice. So, if you are proportional, our estimate, right, this is not the true amount that happens, our estimate is going to also be times 2. Because if our time gets doubled, our clicks would get doubled, and this is called proportional reasoning. I'm going to undo your pacing and actually pace you out to then be able to go through slide 7. Now we're going to have some robots fighting. You have to defend your answer. And guys, I know I have you anonymized, but I want you to give us some decent answers to talk about. So why? Why do you think what you think? I'm going to show that again in a minute. And please write stuff down on your paper, right? Now we have 2 robots battling against each other. Sorry, this word says bot. Yes. Thank you for asking. I appreciate that. So whatever happened, what we saw was 5 seconds to 10 seconds. It doesn't necessarily have to be in the numerator or be in the denominator. It's just wherever we put it. But your proportion needs to agree. So if seconds is on bottom, seconds is on bottom. If clicks is on bottom, clicks is on bottom. Sorry, I've been trying to spice up my room with posters and stuff. I know I got some things on the floor. I'm going to try it. Whoa! Everyone agrees.
Oh wait, I'm not finished.
That's fine. It's everyone that has answered so far. Now you can't see right now. Like I don't have it up on your screen. I can't believe it. Ooh, some really good answers here. I'm gonna freeze this screen for a second. Are we all good with the notes that are up on the board? So then, we're comparing bot 1 and bot 2. Right, so please in your notes, and you can only go so far in the activity, so that's why I use the pacing to stop you, so then you write this in your notes. Miriam, I know you're hard at work, but your notes are closed, which is not awesome. If bot 1 has 16 clicks in 2 seconds, and bot 2 has 30 clicks in 3 seconds, there's got to be a way that you compared them. And there's multiple right ways to do this. Guys, this is when math gets really tough. When there are multiple ways to do something, and we have to make a choice, we get stressed out. I hate making choices. I do side work for a friend of mine who's doing a home renovation. And if I don't have to make any choices, I can work for hours on end. But if I have to make choices, and this is like how his house is going to look, it like freezes me up. So this is where you have to build some confidence in your mathematics of knowing there are multiple correct ways. There's not just one right way. So the first way I'm going to show you is who made the values bigger. Anyone make the numbers bigger here, the amount of clicks bigger? I'm about to say, I'm looking at, you guys have really, really good answers here. Check this out. Everybody, all your fake names, right? Everybody agrees. Bot 1 is clicking 8 clicks per second, while bot 2 is clicking 10 because it will increase at a slower rate. I think bot 2, because if you divide 16 by 2, it'll be 8 clicks. Look, this is a great answer. If they are proportional, then bot 2 should have more. I love that. The whole if. Like, are we sure that they're proportional? Bot 1 is 16 in 2 seconds. So here's the first. Bot 1 gets 80 clicks per 10 seconds. Bot 2 gets 100 per 10 seconds. All we have to do is create some common amount of time. When I look at 2 and 3, one temptation might be like, oh, common denominators. What would the common denominator between 2 and 3 be? 6. If I make 6 seconds, this is times 3. And if I do times 3, what's 16 times 3? Anyone know? It's 48. And if I make this 6, that's times 2, and that'd be 60. So that tells me that bot 2 will win, because if I compare both of them at 6 seconds. But a lot of you didn't do that. A lot of you did the unit rate. And you said, well, forget thinking about any bigger amount. What if I compare them for 1 second? Right? This is a really good way to compare things. And this is still proportional. Because what you did is, instead of multiplying, you just divided. And you said, oh, it's 8 clicks per second and 10 clicks per second. Any questions on what we're doing here? I'm going to release you into this activity while I make the seating chart. All right, I have just stopped the pacing, so you can just keep working on it. Jocelyn, you're sitting exactly where you were back in the other classroom. You're in the same spot. It's so funny. I don't even have to move you. Yes. You what? The same actual desk? That's funny. What are the odds of that? Well, actually, we could calculate the odds of that. Ooh, Isis, you were really close. You were 1 desk away. Lucian, you flipped sides of the classroom. I think you used to sit on the right side. Amelia, you flipped sides of the classroom too. And with the standing desk being open, What that means is if you decide that you want to stand for a day or whatever, that is fine. Like, you can go back there and like pull that in the corner or whatever. Obviously my posters are on it right now, but those are getting hung up back in the corner. So as soon as I have my posters hung up, then you're good to stand back there, which should be today. Do we have... All right, sweet. Now on Click Battle 2, if you need to grab a calculator, by the way, I have calculators up front now. I know we're on a computer and your computers have calculator apps, but if you're going to compare unit rates, the division doesn't always work out nice, right? Like, bot 3 and bot 4 now don't have very nice unit rates. So guys, if we look at bot 3 and 4, bot 3 guys, if you're trying to get through this without writing anything down, please just jot down a few things as you go. Be 36 divided by 5, right? If we do clicks divided by seconds, and I'm not looking for you to like put down all of your labels every time, but what do you get when you do 36 divided by 5? Well, 35 divided by 5 would be a lot nicer. What would that be? 35 divided by 5 would be 7, right? So this actually comes out to be 7.2. Whereas bot 4 is 26 clicks in 3 seconds. One of us needs to go back and double check our answer here. I get 8.6 repeating for bot 4. So it looks like bot 4 is going to be faster because both of these are clicks per second, right? So our labels from the division is clicks per second. The division was clicks divided by seconds. Yeah, good work. Good job, guys. So, even though we can't have a partial click per second, are we really thinking we're just going to do this in a 1 second amount of time? Probably not. So, like I got for bot 3 and bot 4, if you get decimal answers, we can leave them as decimal answers. So you don't have to round to a whole number. So I want to make sure, because this is why I like doing these activities and looking at what you guys type in your answers. Especially if we want to be able to compare things accurately, we don't necessarily want to round. Like, that is not always... Ooh, I like that we're using CPS for clicks per second. I like that. I'm gonna steal that notation. I only have a few minutes left with us. Everyone jump to slide 8, where it says unit rate at the top. when we look at, and we're all anonymized, right? So when we look at this table, we've got clicks and we've got seconds, and then they ask us for the unit rate. But remember, the unit rate can go either direction. So don't assume the math that we need to do for unit rate. Always look at the label. So here our unit rate is being given to us in clicks per second. So as a couple of you have already notated really well there, you took your number of clicks and divided by the number of seconds. So you did amount divided by time. Now I would leave it as a decimal answer if you get a decimal answer though. The 1 second, that has to be exactly 1. Because to calculate this, we literally just grab our calculator and do the division. Right? So like 30 divided by 3 or 36 divided by 5. Oh, these are the ones that we've already had if we wrote these down. Except for 26 divided by 3, we haven't had that one yet. But yeah, we just did. That was 8.6 repeating. Let's everyone jump to, what slide is this? Slide 12. So I'm trying to get us through this activity in the 5 minutes that I have left. Yeah. Everyone jump to slide 12, please. 4 of us still need to get there, please. I want you to go ahead and take a moment to answer this question. Settle a dispute. During a 4-second practice round, one of the clickbots makes 8 clicks. Amir claims it's 2 clicks per second, and Chloe says it's 0.5 clicks per second. If you are Noriko, please come join us on slide 12. Noriko Yu, if that's your famous mathematician name. And then when you get done writing your answer, like typing your answer, go ahead and write the 4 seconds. Anyone want to speak to what happened here and why they're having a disagreement? I know we're all still typing our answers, but yeah, go ahead, Isis.
Because they did, Chloe did 8 divided by 4, and Amir did 4 divided by 8. I don't know.
You said it the other way around, but I see what you typed. Yeah, so Amir, to get 2, this 2 came from 8 divided by 4, which, guys, even if we don't put labels in our division, what was our 8 and what was our 4 tells us what our label is. So here the 2 comes from clicks on top and seconds on bottom. Chloe had a unit rate. 0.5 is one of our unit rates. But that comes from 4 over 8, which is what per what? Seconds per click. Chloe solved the wrong unit rate. So if you do your division in the wrong order, you're going to get the wrong answer. And you might like get mad and be like, but I did the division in my calculator. How is it wrong? Well, if you type it in backwards, your answer's not like wrong. It's just not the right answer for the question asked, right? If they asked us how many seconds per click, well, this is pretty fast. It only takes me half a second every time actually, that's kind of slow. But clicks per second tells me to set up the division 8 divided by 4. So guys, I wanted to make sure we looked at the trap door that you might fall into. Everyone go to the final battle. It's the only thing that I knew to say, or to sing. I want you to write the work on your paper. To solve each of these. You don't have to like put the labels, but if we're comparing clicks per second to compare bot A, B, C, and D, and I guess I probably should have said this a while ago, but if you're playing along at home, you would have needed to go look at Desmos to have all this data. The per is like our most important word here, pretty much. Interesting. 0.5 seconds and 4 clicks. Guys, you can either put this in a calculator, or you can just ask yourself, how do I get a 1 on bottom? How would we get a 1 on bottom here for A? Times 2. B, 30 seconds. Careful with the labels here. I think they're setting up some trap doors. B, I think B might be a broken bot. 3 clicks in 30 seconds. 3 clicks in 30 seconds. That seems weird. C, that seems more appropriate. 38 in 4.5. And D, excuse me. All right, so if we do 3 divided by 30, what do we get? Yeah, 0.1. It comes out to be like 1/10 or 0.1 over 1. And guys, this literally comes from, if we wrote out the fraction with a denominator of 1, the numerator would be 1/10. So this would be 1/10 click per second, right? So we can call this CPS, as somebody so cleverly labeled it in Desmos. All right, so B operates at 1/10. A was 8, right? A was 8 clicks per second. C looks like we're definitely going to need a calculator. That's a weird division. What's C come out to be? Yeah, 8.4 repeating. Guys, this is why we need to keep our decimals, right? If we round this, we won't be able to figure out the difference between A and C. We need to keep our decimal places. What about D? What does that come out to be? 7.5. So, our places here, who would be in first place? C would come in first place. Who would be in second? A, then D, and then I think B might be broken. All right, that is all the time that I have for today. So guys, if you are not going to get your homework done by the due date, you should be sending me questions of like what is stopping you from getting it done by the due date. Otherwise, there are 3 assignments still due today, and the other 3 or 4, I forget how many, I shifted to be due on Friday. So try to get those things that are done or due today done today, and send me questions if you have questions. Aside from that, thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. Are we what? Oh, I will try to get that to you later. I need to send them to the printer. I have it done. I could show it to you right now, but I need to print them. I might bring it over to you in language arts. Like I might just come interrupt Miss Allie's class at the end of class.